Hey, what's up you guys? Bloody Jacob here to give you my thoughts on Camp Coldbrook, which just seen its main release, or distribution to us anyway, this year. It is now available to rent on things like Amazon Prime, and it is coming out on Blu-ray and DVD within the coming months, I believe in April at some point. Next month, actually. Yeah.
What's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here, meeting my icon, Catherine Isabel.
Hey, I'm Sylvia Saska.
And I'm Jen Saska.
And we're the Saska Sisters. Get in! Get a part of this! Let's spread a little butt down there. Look.
And yes, so I was kind of eager for that one. I was anticipating Camp Coldbrook for quite some time. It's a pretty simple premise. Strange events plague crew members of a reality TV show when they visit an infamous backwoods camp that was the site of a mass murder 20 years earlier. So yeah, kind of been there, done that. Like I said, I was looking forward to this one, being a horror fan, and I do have a love for Danielle Harris. I finally had the chance to meet her this past November at Days of the Dead convention in Chicago. She is very nice. I'm still a fan of hers, but if you guys didn't know, Catherine Isabel is my all-time favorite actress. I love that woman. And this isn't a comparison between the two either. And Danielle Harris, I'm not taking anything away from her. I mean, she still deserves her renown in the genre of her fans and elsewhere as well. But I always hear how Danielle Harris is a scream queen, and I can't put someone down for saying that. But I do think Catherine Isabel actually has a better selection of films. I think she's a little bit better about picking what she's in for the most part. Danielle Harris, on the other hand, I don't know, she picks some weird ones. I know she said she's selective before, especially these past few years. But the ones she's done are kind of generic, man. I'm not sure. I think she's a great lady, and she seemed to be ageless, for a while there. She still looks great and everything. But I don't know. Like, Inoperable is all right. And congrats to her on the baby and everything like that. But Inoperable is all right, in concept, even if it was another Groundhog's Day sort of thing. Camp Coldbrook stars Chad Michael Murray as well. I also do want to point out Candice DeVisser, being one of the other main stars in this. She was very entertaining in the movie Funhouse Massacre, which also had Robert Englund and everything. So it definitely had the ingredients here, but it just was very, very familiar. Paranormal investigation, crew goes in to investigate, and yep, pretty much every trope you've seen in this kind of movie before, done better or not. And this one is very lukewarm. In fact, I probably wouldn't even remember this if it wasn't for the fact that Danielle Harris is in it. And she, they're all given, an inappropriate amount of screen time. There's also Michael Eric Reed from Victorious. But Danielle Harris is probably the more supporting-ish character. Chad Michael Murray is our main protagonist here. And even Candace, who I just talked about a minute ago from Funhouse, she gets more to do here, which I don't have a problem with. But why get Danielle Harris in the movie if she's going to play... I don't want to spoil it, but just a sort of character that maybe goes a little bit against the grain of what you're used to seeing her portray, but also feels like a waste of her being in the movie. I don't know, and like of all the scripts Danielle Harris gets floated across, what really piqued your interest with this one? I don't know, honestly. Like, it could have been fine to work on, I'm sure, but there just wasn't much to it. It's very predictable. The ending, it's predictable. Obviously you know where it's going. Feels meandering at the same time. When you do get to the ending, the climax, if you want to call it that, it somehow still feels rushed, which is not good. Like they have a couple, major, revelations within the last 10-15-ish minutes or something like that. Maybe a couple of these townspeople folk, they have a knowledge of what actually happened here, and they might have been connected. Oh my god. Seriously, did they try to put any originality into this, the writer, the director? I don't know. And why, Danielle, why did you sign up for this? No, it's not, it's not terrible. I have seen worse, but this one is, like I said, it would be very forgettable if it wasn't for Danielle Harris having her name on it. But it really is. I mean, I gave it a 6 out of 10 on IMDb, and that's just because it's not a terrible production. But there's nothing worth noting about it, really. Candace DeVisser does probably give the best performance in the movie, but even her act kind of feels forced just because of all these, cliches and shit I don't know that you see coming a mile away. I don't know, it was a waste of time. Well, I hate saying that too. I'm not going to be buying the DVD or Blu-ray, unfortunately. Now I know Catherine Isabel, again, I don't want to make this comparison, but I know Catherine Isabel's been in, some not so great movies necessarily here and there. But I can name off a couple handfuls of movies where she's supporting main characters in a lower budget B film or something that actually ended up being better than this. Maybe because she's a superior actress, or she has a better taste. I don't know. Although I have my preference on who's a better actress, I think you may know that, Catherine Isabel. But again, I'm not bashing Danielle Harris. I do really like Danielle Harris, I love her in certain things, and I think she's a really cool person who isn't losing her place in the genre, but this just makes me kind of lukewarm about her and kind of loses my initial confidence and enthusiasm with new projects she does, unfortunately. But I mean, I'm hopeful. I want to see her another really good flick at some point, but this just kind of continues the trend with her, unfortunately. And I don't know, I feel like I'm being kind of a dick talking about her this way, but it is what it is. I just do not really care for Camp Cold Brook. I thought it was pretty underwhelming and disappointing. So yeah, if I had to rate this one, part of me just wants to give it a 70% at least, just to give a Danielle Harris movie something above a D. But I don't think I can. The rating or percentage that's in my head right now is a 66%. Not necessarily a horrid looking production or something, but very just bare bones in terms of story and character and everything else. And it was alright. The cast had alright chemistry, and it was shot competently, but it had an alright atmosphere, but nothing really that sticks with you. So yeah, 66% D. Yeah, let me guys know about this one. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, subscribe, and peace.